Hey everybody, what's going on? We just got done recording episode 140, a mastermind on money, investing, crypto, and all of the craziness that's been happening in the world with Reddit and Robinhood and all that fun stuff. And it was really, really interesting. I know that you're going to get a lot out of it. And of course, make sure you get notified by texting WHOA GNV to 484848, and you'll get notified when the episode releases, baby.
That's right.
And of course, you guys, thank you so much to our incredible sponsors. Special thanks this episode to GNV Commercial Advisors at Colliers, Gainesville for making this episode happen. Gainesville is growing every day, and no one knows that better than the GNV Commercial Advisory team at Colliers International. They help businesses and investors of all sizes buy, sell, lease, and manage their properties in North Central Florida. See what they can do for you at colliers.com/Gainesville. I got these great cups too for our goods here tonight. So thank you, GNV Advisors at Colliers Gainesville. You guys rock. And ready to get into it, man?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Mike, kick us off.
Well, we're going to go around the...
Yep.
Oh, you want me to enter?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, good point. So since this is a mastermind episode, we'll have our guests really quickly introduce themselves and their businesses, and then we'll get into our rapid fire questions. So Alex, why don't you kick us off?
Cool. Glad to be here. Alex Quintero from GNV Entertainment and Power Media, where I use podcasts, online video, and targeted events to kind of empower businesses and individuals to be the best they can be. Got into investing a couple years ago and just have been watching it kind of in the back and really getting into it more with all the headlines and, of course, crazy stuff going on in the market. So glad to be here.
Yeah.
I'm James DiVirgilio of Chacon, Diaz, and DiVirgilio Wealth Management, fiduciary investor, fiduciary financial planning firm, and co-host of the Gator Nation Football Podcast.
Yeah.
I'm Stephen Courson, and I am the owner of everything.money. It is a website, no .com on that, just www.everything.money, and also the host of the Stephen Courson Show, available anywhere that you get podcasts on. And excited to be here.
I'm Eric Lenasbunt. I own Bunt Backline Event Services. We do audiovisual, lighting, that sort of thing, as well as a couple other ventures like real estate, and I'm a part owner in a small bar as well.
Cool. So these are a lot of, we'll start off with some get to know you questions. So I'll just start off and you can just go kind of in a circle. We'll ask first, are you a morning or night person?
Night person, easily. Being in the nightclubs and working with DJs, yeah, I'm sure the same thing with Eric. You get night person, definitely.
Night, for sure.
I don't go to bed before midnight, ever.
Also on the night end, although I have little kids, so a lot of times it means I get woken up early.
I understand that.
What's your favorite energy drink?
I actually don't do energy drinks, so I'm not but I am a big coffee drinker. So I guess I'll say coffee is my favorite energy drink.
Okay.
Wow, 2 for 2. I don't have an energy drink either that I go to or drink.
Nothing?
No.
Coffee?
I don't even drink coffee.
No?
No.
What? That's all natural?
Isn't that
How do you do
crazy?
it?
I just sleep.
How do you have all this natural energy?
Sleep is my thing.
How many hours of sleep do you get?
8.5.
Okay.
I prioritize sleep.
Nice.
That's like my number one thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I told my kids I prioritize sleep too. If they don't get it.
If I had kids, I would be totally screwed. I'm aware of that.
No, I probably just Red Bull, the standard. I actually don't like coffee. My grandpa scared me off from it a long time ago when I was 4. He told me that it would put hair on my chest, and I remember thinking all the kids would make fun of me being a 4-year-old with hair on his chest. Well, guess what, Papa? I still got a decent patch down there, even though I didn't drink it, but it came at an appropriate time.
I drink about 2 pots of Cafe Bustelo espresso every day, religiously. Black, strong as I can get. I love it.
Oof. That's a man right there.
Yeah, he's got some hair on his chest.
He's got some hair on his chest, I bet.
More than I care to admit.
Who's your favorite cartoon character and why?
Oh, man. Really, it put me in the hot seat number one
right.
here. Yeah,
That's right.
giving everyone a chance to think about it. It's got to be Bugs Bunny, classic. I mean, he's held so many roles and just like is such an iconic character. You know, to me, he is the cartoon character, so it's got to be Bugs Bunny.
Man, you know, whenever someone asks you a favorite question, if I ask the question and they don't think of anything, I say, well, then you don't have a favorite.
Right.
And I was like through my head, like all the cartoons and things I'd watch as a kid, but I don't know that I have like a favorite. I'm terrible at this right now.
Dang, come on, man.
No energy
favorite?
drink, but I could say something, but I'd be lying.
Okay,
I don't
what-
have
what-
like a character that I loved.
Did you watch
They were
Repaint
all
like
Is
a
there a
lot?
cartoon you watched a lot as a kid?
Okay, what's the first character that comes to your mind?
Bugs Bunny.
No, they're really. Well, now,
taken
right?
already.
Now he's
Yeah.
incepted me.
Taken already.
It's Inception. He's in my mind. No, I mean, like when I was growing up, Saturday morning cartoons were a thing. So there's like Looney Tunes would be on there. You'd have
Johnny
that.
Bravo.
You'd have other stuff. You'd have like, like Yogi Bear and those kind of things. But I wasn't like a cartoon guy.
I was like
Like if you
I
would
was
have asked me like
Thundercats
favorite
and, like,
Nintendo
He-Man
game or
and,
favorite
like,
video game, I'd had boom answer for you. But like you asked me favorite cartoon character, and I don't have one. So
I figured you'd have one.
I know
video
it's a
game on
good
the list,
question.
hopefully.
Yeah. Please ask me something I will answer. I don't know.
right,
I'm punting. What do you got?
So honestly, the first thing that popped in my head, which is crazy because I'm not a big anime guy, but I loved this show growing up as a kid, is Goku from Dragon Ball Z.
That's a good one. That's
For
a good
whatever
one.
reason, that's the one that popped in my head. Like I said, I'm not a huge anime guy, but I love Dragon Ball Z. So, yeah, there you go. The 20-minute fight scenes of them doing nothing but charging up an attack.
Homer and Bart Simpson collectively. The Simpsons, but yeah.
That's strong. If I had to pick one now, I'd pick Archer. I love the show.
If I had to pick one now,
but I wasn't thinking that when you asked me that. So
If
see,
I had to
I had one there when you went that way. I was
If I
like,
had
okay,
to pick
have
one
for that.
nowadays, it's Cartman from South Park by far.
Oh,
but-
South Park's great. Yeah.
I like Archer too. That's good.
For those of you that do the day trading, what stock are you bullish on right now?
I'm only looking at one person.
I know who I want to answer this, and it's not me.
You got a long list.
Yeah, I mean, there's a list. So we've talked a lot about like Bitcoin and blockchain. There's a lot of companies that are integrating blockchain into their various business systems. So like there's one company out of China, actually SOS Limited, and they're looking at a lot of these kind of like blockchain technologies. So I'm bullish on them.
They're also low float, so they're likely to get short squeezed and run like crazy.
Yes,
was
is
looking at them
the
this
other one. I mean, I'm kind of bearish on the market as a whole right now, which is
Okay.
almost maybe a whole podcast episode in itself, but just, we got some liquidity issues going on. There's a lot of volatility, which again, my inexperienced, unprofessional mind just gets scared of. So I'm kind of bearish on the whole market as a whole, but a lot of these speculative stocks I think are going to do really well in 2021. And I think that the kind of blue chips, the bigger, your Apple, Microsoft, are not going to do nearly as well.
Okay.
I'm not a day
James
trader.
doesn't day trade.
I don't day trade.
0 for 3.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Man, no, that was an answer. I don't day trade. Nothing. I have no advice.
Mine's boring. It's not going to be sexy, sorry, but I do feel good about this one. I'm actually going with JP Morgan. So I bought, it's a bank for those of you that aren't familiar with them. And the reason primarily just being because I actually bought it, I don't know, 3-4 months ago, something like that, and I'm already up way more than I ever thought I would be with it. And the reason is simply just interest rates. Interest rates are just unbelievably low right now. It's pretty much free money. I mean, when you consider inflation, we're building a new house right now, and we'll be moving into it here. It'll probably finish around September. Based off of where we see things going, I will likely get a interest rate at 3% or less. So because inevitably we have to take the interest rates back up, the Fed has to raise it, well then the banks will start making a lot more money than they have now, which should drive the price of a lot of those up. So it's not sexy, but they pay a great dividend. So yeah, I'd say JP Morgan.
Unless we become like Japan and go to negative interest rates and decide to just totally ruin our economy.
Don't give the politicians any ideas, please.
Well, they're not touching it till the pandemic's a little more straightened out, and they're gonna keep that super low and keep printing money. I'm really bullish on all things SPAC right now, so special acquisition companies, which is basically blank check companies that they pick a company to buy. It's a way to IPO a company without doing the full IPO. So they are a ticker themselves, and then they go and they buy an existing company to take it public. And those last year were huge, and they've been huge so far. Churchill bought an EV company. I was trading them a month ago at like $18 to $25 a share. I think they hit 60 or 70 today.
56 right now.
Yeah, in a crazy short squeeze as well. But there's a lot of those. And then the other one would be anything SPAC. And I don't like playing them, but weed stocks have been pretty nuts lately. Mm-hmm. They're just they're too volatile for me. I don't like them. They're not predictable.
Cool.
What is the worst? I'll go back this way. I'll give you a little reprieve. What is the worst job you could have? I mean, right now it's just good to have a job, right? But like, what is the worst one you could have?
Worst job I could have? Okay, so I have a good friend who spent 25 years writing instruction manuals for fire trucks. So, but he didn't actually like write any of it. He just compiled like, here's the pump parts and here's, the engine parts, and he had to like organize it all into a manual to give to the fire department. And that to me sounded like Dante's Inferno, 7th level of hell, sitting at a desk and compiling its instruction manual.
Oh, yeah, that might be my answer from what I was thinking. I hadn't even thought about that one. For me, it would just be, really honestly, anything that just involved like manual entry, sitting at a desk, putting things in. Actually, you know what? I know what it is because I have a lot of respect for these people. Anybody who's working like a customer service help desk, I couldn't do it. Like, those people are heroes and they deal with so much crap. I try to be real nice to them, and I would absolutely pop off at people. Like, Karen, what are you saying right now? Like, come on, like, hang up on people. I would not last long. So that's what I'll go with.
It's something where I was like alone, totally isolated by myself in an area where it was like bland and there was no way to get, people interaction. I'm a huge extrovert. So I think if you just isolated me doing routine tasks, I couldn't go explore, couldn't adventure, couldn't improve what I was doing. That's probably whatever job or jobs there are, that kills me. I'm like a massive progression guy. I want to get better. I want to learn. I want to challenge myself. I would just slowly die a sad, painful death, I feel like. And there's jobs like that. I'm thinking like the ubiquitous watch a movie and you're going to be manning a station in the middle of nowhere if you fail this assignment, Mr. CIA guy. Like that kind of line. That's like they say that for a reason. It's like that's the worst possible punishment you can give someone.
You could also quit the CIA.
Yes,
but they did a movie on that with Ryan Reynolds, right?
Yeah,
and was it Jamie Foxx or something? Yeah, that was good. Denzel.
So that would be it for me. Don't do that to me. I need people.
Yeah, for me, I think it'd be less about what I'm doing and more the impact that it's having. So, like, even all these things I'm hearing, writing the fire truck manual, whatever, like, I could get over doing that if I knew it was helping someone. I think in a terrible situation for me is, like, I'm stuck in a room and I'm not seeing any impact from my work whatsoever. Like, there's no meaning behind it or something. So, because for me, it's very about helping people, empowering them is the word I always use. So, if I was doing something that I can't see the impact of or I don't think it's hitting people, then I would be miserable.
So no government jobs for you?
No, that's not the only reason why, but yes, definitely no government jobs.
What store do you shop at the most?
Oh, back to me first?
Yeah.
Okay. Walmart. It's got to be Walmart. They have everything. They stayed open through the pandemic. They're always there for me, except now they close at 11, which is upsetting, but it's got to be Walmart.
Are we counting Amazon as a store? Because I crushed that.
Amazon?
Like everything. I don't even know if I've been to the store for anything in a long time.
It's so easy.
It's ridiculous.
Like,
yeah.
I ordered something last night. I was like laying in bed and I'm like, Shannon, we need this. Like, and like, I mean, it was like magnesium and like basic, stuff like that, like things that we just, and so like, it literally showed up the next morning. Like, it was like, it's not even 2 days. It used to be like 2 days. Now it's not even 2 days. It's like the same day. It's getting there. It's crazy. But I'm right there with you. I understand that.
I mean, the obvious one would be Publix. Got to get my pub sub once a week, something like that. So I honestly do not go shopping very often. So for me, it's probably going to be Publix.
I'm probably the same. Publix or local business, sushi to go probably, because they bring it to my shop and it's sushi and it arrives and it's delicious.
Yeah.
Cool. If you could trade lives with anyone for a day, who would it be and why?
Trade lives.
You get to be that person.
He thought you said wives. He was.
I cannot answer this question. I'm refraining.
It's always important, before I go on a tangent and people's wives are like, let me make sure that's the question I'm answering here. Oh, man. Anyone in the world. Oh, jeez, that's such a tough one. I think I would want to be just for like one day, because to me it's the height of stress. What people say is like just to be the president of the United States for one day. And I wouldn't want to do it for 4 years, because you look at these guys after 4 years and it looks like this age 25 years, So, but just to have that level of insight for one day, that level of power for one day. And again, we're talking about impacting people. Like, you can't be in a position to impact people more in 24 hours than if you're the head of the United States, in my mind. So I think it'd be a cool experience. But for one day, 24 hours, and then I'm out.
I like that. Fictional character, I'd pick James Bond, just because why not? And a real person, this was tough. I was weighing all these different athletes in my mind, like at the peak. But I think I'm gonna go like World Cup final, because I think that's like the most dramatic stage there is.
Yeah.
And then right now I'd probably take, even though he's on the end of his career, I'd still probably take Ronaldo. Like that would just be pretty fun, I think, for one night to be out there. Those stakes, those skills, scoring goals. That seems pretty great.
You might be able to pull off a Messi vibe. You kinda got,
Yeah. Well, yeah. You know, Messi's in a bad place right now.
He's
So Messi like 10 years ago.
Yeah. He's not in a good place. Not happy. He's down. You know. Yeah.
That's true. And that's actually a good question. Are we talking present day? Or are we talking all of time? Or
whatever you want it
is
to
there
be.
any limitations on that? Oh, man.
Whatever you want, as long as it's fast. It's
Like-
rapid fire.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's true. It's rapid fire.
We're not trying to do a whole nother podcast here.
No, I honestly, if I had to pick one, I think one that's just kind of fascinating. I'd love to be Conor McGregor, the UFC fighter in a fight. Give me Conor McGregor in a fight. Like he's just had so many exciting ones, and
But not his most recent one.
not as most recent one. No. Give me prime, and not one of the ones where he knocked the guy out on the first go. Like I want to be in it with him. He's just a very exciting guy, so I think that'd be interesting.
Do you want me to punch you in the face real quick and give you the experience?
Let's go for it. A roundhouse to the jaw.
I think if it were today, I would not ever want to trade lives with somebody. I really like my life, as humble and small as it is. I would trade with somebody like what's his name, like Deepak Chopra, or one of the transcendental meditation guys, and just like find my inner peace for the day and like vibrate with the universe and all that, and then I'd come back to the real world. I think it'd be fun.
Go back to the real world.
Besides your own, what's your favorite local business?
New scooters for less.
Hey, there it is.
Well done.
Oh, we're on me first?
Yeah, sure.
Public in general. It's a delightful
good
place
joint.
to eat and drink.
Yeah.
This is cheating a little
Love
bit,
it.
but I got to plug my boy Brandon West over at Fos. Guy just does a great job with everything that they do, and it's hard to find good help in digital media and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that because I'm hoping for a 10% discount on my website stuff that I need coming up here soon. But they just run really tight ship over there, so
Yeah.
I would go with Fos.
It's a great business for sure.
Yeah, I'll say the Top and Dragonfly, because I tell everyone to go there when they come into town, and I spend a lot of time there. So
Yep.
Good ones.
Me too.
Yeah, I didn't think about the top, but the top would be up there too. Different view. So I work in the bars and restaurants and stuff, and I got to give a huge commendation to White Buffalo downtown. And they're a nightclub, but something that was really commendable for them over the last year was how they were able to adjust and still be safe. Like when I think about the bars in town, they were one of the ones that were really pushing these sort of safety measures and still giving people that nightlife experience that's so big in Gainesville, but still doing it in a safe and proper way. So I just got to give them a big commendation, and definitely one of my client, but also definitely one of my favorite businesses in town.
That's cool.
Cool.
Yeah, time for another one?
Yep,
All
one more.
Favorite band? Musical act?
All time or right now?
Sure.
Sure.
You get to answer it however you want, man.
Okay, there's this record label, and they're called Candy Rat Records. I'm not sure where they're from, but the artists they find are like some of the most, and I'm a musician myself, that's how I got into this, some of the most talented. So everyone go check out Candy Rat Records on YouTube, specifically this one band, Reign of Kindo, and there's 11 or 12 members in the band, all different jazz musicians. So just the kind of sonic complexity that's going on in their songs is insane.
Cool.
So Reign of Kindo, that's Reign like R-E-I-G-N, not R-A-I-N. Go check it out.
did you say sonic complexity?
I love it. Right?
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm going to follow my own rubric and say what was the first thing that popped into my mind, which I've listened to the most, which is going to sound crazy, but I grew up in Sarasota, Florida, where there's a lot of old people. So the Beach Boys were like my thing. Nowadays it'd be a million different answers, but that is I've listened to them more than anything.
That's the Desert Island record.
So yeah, that's like comfort. That's like what I still can vibe to no matter what. So I'll go with that.
Cool.
941, man.
I love it, dude. Let's go.
I went back and forth between two on this one, and for the sake of not having to deal with the social backlash, I'm gonna go with Blink-182. There is just never a time when I am not in the mood for Blink-182, And recently, my son heard All the Small Things come on in the car. It was just on random. And he's only 3, and he started fake drumming. So now we play that, and he loves doing the on and on part. So yeah, just having a lot of fun with that. The one close number 2 that I don't want to deal with is Nickelback, but we'll leave that.
I was gonna make you say it.
One of the best. I don't care what anybody says. One of the best rock concerts I've ever been to. Not even playing their own stuff, playing other things.
Are you gonna say Creed next? Is that your number 3?
They were up there in their heyday.
I think
I'll tell an off-air Creed story in a little bit. I got a good one. Ziggy or Bob Marley. So the Bob Marley dynasty, if you will. I think actually Ziggy is probably better. It's almost sacrilegious to say. But he's the only one of the Marley brothers that would stand on his own if he didn't have Marley for a last name, in my opinion. Damien and Stephen are both fine. They're both good. They're talented. But out of all of them, I think Ziggy stands on his own.
Cool. And we always wrap every side hustle with this show, and you guys have probably answered it before. So if you answered it before, pick a different question. But if this podcast could connect you with one person, who would it be? We'll go this way.
Oh, I gotta go first?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Who can we connect you with, man?
I don't know. I really don't know. Anyone looking for audiovisual services in the middle of a pandemic.
All right.
Based off of the conversation, I would love to have a talk with Elon Musk right now. I feel like he's at the heart of a lot of different things that are going on, so I'm going to go with Elon.
Can you make that happen, Colin?
If you're listening out there, Elon.
Yeah.
I know you're on the Twitterverse, man. Come on. Come talk to me.
He's a huge fan. He's a huge fan.
I'll get on Clubhouse with you.
Do you get I'm at halfway through his most recent interview with Joe Rogan because he just did that again. I'm like, damn, I can't. I mean, we almost did it tonight, but I'm like, damn, this is like a 3-hour. It's a 3-hour podcast.
He's got to be the most interesting man in the world right now.
It's crazy hearing him. Hearing him talk and telling about how he pulled his Tesla out of the garage and put it in space and it's orbiting Mars and just like
Don't even get into
Starlight. He talked about all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm like,
that's the real game changer.
Dude, I'm like, how does
That's
this
gonna
guy
make
have
everything
so
else
much?
look tiny.
How does this guy have so much time? He must be the most master delegator for sure.
5-minute meetings. That's what he does.
Dude, it's crazy the amount of stuff that guy's involved in, and it's insane. But yeah, that'd be cool. I'd like to meet him too.
Make it happen, Colin.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's why you asked the question, right?
Yeah.
Come on, get it done. I would say connect me, or people could connect with me either way. Anybody who's interested in investing or strategy. I love strategy. So we started the podcast, the football podcast, because I like analytics. I also like game theory. I like trying to find the best way to do something. So if anybody's interested in those sort of topics, those sort of things, hit me up.
I might be connecting with you.
Like you said on the show, most of the people that are clients of yours are typically $1 million plus range in terms of investing.
Our day-to-day clients, yeah. But
Okay.
when we started the firm, we wanted to make sure that everybody was able to get help. So unlike a lot of firms that are our profile, we don't turn anyone away. We might do project-based work for them, might even do pro bono work for them, depending on where they're at in their life. But for day-to-day clients forever, it's generally that limit. And that if you're wondering why do firms only deal with big clients, it's really just limited resources. You only have so many brains to deal with complicated financial problems, and if you take on 5,000 clients, then you're spread so thin that you really can't give each person the attention they need. So we do all the same work we do for our $1 million and up clients, for the ones that are lower than that, and we just kind of build a bridge to them and say, hey, look, you can exist on your own for a while. You've got everything you need, and when things change, call us back, something like that.
Cool. That's awesome.
I wouldn't say I have a specific person that I'm hoping to connect with, but someone that I've been able to help a lot over the past year is nonprofit owners who are having the time-old challenge of being able to fundraise now. And especially with the pandemic, we can't get together in the same way, and a lot of these bigger events is their big fundraisers. So we've been very successful in working with a lot of the local nonprofits and taking their fundraisers online. So that's with whether one of our online event offerings or kind of doing something custom for them and filling that need, and especially a time when they can't connect with their sponsors in the same way. So any struggling nonprofits, please reach out to me either on the GNV Entertainment page at GNV Entertainment or on my personal Instagram as well at Alex Empowers, because there is a way to fundraise through this, and I'm very passionate about helping them do that. So.
That's awesome, man. Thanks for helping with that.
Cool.
Amazing. Well, you guys, you're in for a real treat on Monday at 8 a.m. It was a great episode. We dove into all sorts of stuff. And if you have any interest in money, investing, crypto, any of that kind of stuff, it's definitely the episode to listen to. So make sure you check it out Monday at 8 a.m. Final thoughts? Final words?
What you said, man.
Yeah?
You got it. You wrapped it up clean.
Just want to make sure, man.
Yeah,
just
you're
want to
good.
make sure. You guys, we'll see you later. Enjoy Monday's episode. See ya.